Tonight at 9, President Donald Trump and Democratic candidate Joe Biden face off. We'll give you the latest in the 2020 election.
And a demand for more information to go public on the Breonna Taylor case.
Warmer weather in store for tomorrow, but I'll be checking cooler temperatures ahead in my full forecast.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Tucker White.
And I'm Anna Chalker.
We begin tonight with a live look at the first debate between Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump and Democratic candidate Joe Biden. Both candidates arrived in Cleveland today for the first of 3 presidential debates.
The question tonight, will either candidate land a strong enough blow to sway undecided voters? The debate will feature 6 15-minute segments, including the candidates' records, the Supreme Court, the coronavirus, the economy, race and violence in cities, and the integrity of the election.
President Trump will likely also be asked about the recent New York Times report showing he paid no income tax in 10 of 15 years, beginning in 2000. For President Trump, it's a key moment to make headway with Americans, as most recent national and swing state polls show Biden with an edge.
And for Biden, it's an opportunity to directly call out the president and make his pitch to voters for a change. Fox News anchor Chris Wallace is moderating.
And as the debate gets underway, right now you're not watching it, and it's possible many others aren't either.
But one Ball State professor says low ratings won't come as a surprise. NewsLink Indiana's Tyler Brummett is live tonight in the newsroom. Tyler, why does he feel this way?
Well, Tucker and Anna, he really has so many takes on this topic. He says that he really thinks a big factor into all of this is the fact that there are so many streaming platforms out there for people to choose from. His name is Dom Caristi. You're seeing him right there on your screen. He's a telecommunications professor here at Ball State. He says even though several issues, including the pandemic, will likely take center stage, he doesn't think it will attract a record-setting audience. Caristi says streaming has created a world where really nothing qualifies as must-see television. But he also says when it comes to a decision on who to vote for come November, most people already have their minds made up.
It's not a case of people watching the debate to decide who they'll cast their vote for. It's more a case of watching the debates to hear things that make them feel good about the choice they've already made.
And Caristi told me that as the debates go on, he expects the interest to continue to decrease as people continue to get an idea of who exactly they will vote for. The final 2 debates are going to happen in October on both the 15th and the 22nd. Here at NewsLink Indiana, we are your election headquarters, and of course, we're going to continue to stay on top of this on air and online. Our website is ballstatedaily.com. Guys, I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Thank you, Tyler. Joe Biden has released his own tax returns. This comes just 2 days after the New York Times article on President Trump's tax returns, reporting that he paid $750 in both 2016 and 2017, along with no federal income taxes for 10 out of 15 years beginning in 2000. The Democratic candidate's records show he and his wife Jill paid nearly $300,000 in federal income tax last year. That's with an adjusted gross income of about $985,000. Trump is claiming the Times article to be, quote, fake news. He has not yet released his returns to the public, saying they're under audit.
Florida voters are expressing concerns over mail-in ballots, saying they're afraid their votes may be rejected. Some voters received 2 ballots, causing confusion. But a supervisor, Wendy Link, for the election says the printer stops and prints the last ballot, but both will not be counted. Another voter says her ballot instructions were unclear for the secrecy sleeves. Link says that sleeves are not required. One voter says their ballot envelope arrived sealed shut. They're worried if they open it and then they tape it closed, it will be rejected. And a 4th voter says he keeps getting reminders mailed to his deceased father, urging him to register to vote. Link says those come from third-party groups with bad mailing lists. If you have any concerns like these, contact your supervisor of elections to make sure your vote counts.
and a grand juror in the Breonna Taylor case is calling for the release of the transcript of the grand jury, suggesting Kentucky's Attorney General may have misrepresented the case to the public. Speaking for an anonymous grand juror, attorney Kevin Glowgrower says his client felt compelled to take action after comments from Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron on the decision not to charge 3 former Louisville police officers with Taylor's death. On Monday, a motion was filed seeking any and all recordings, transcripts, and reports of the grand jury to be made public. Cameron initially refused to release grand jury transcripts related to the case, despite growing public calls to do so. But Monday evening, Cameron announced he would comply with a judge's ruling, ordering a recording of the grand jury presentation to be added to the court's public case file. And also in the case of Breonna Taylor, an autopsy report released Tuesday by the Jefferson County Medical Examiner's Office in Kentucky shows Breonna Taylor was shot at least 5 times. According to the report, Taylor had 5 penetrating gunshot wounds to her torso, forearm, thigh, and foot. She also had a projectile in her right heel. The report said a post-mortem blood sample tested negative for alcohol and drug use at the time of her death. The grand jury charged 1 former officer with first-degree wanton endangerment in connection to the incident. He pleads not guilty.
The University of Notre Dame's president has apologized for not wearing a mask at a White House event. Pictures surfaced online of him shaking hands and sitting shoulder to shoulder with people. Reverend John I. Jenkins attended the Rose Garden ceremony Saturday for Judge Amy Coney Barrett. Jenkins' letter Monday explains he was there because Barrett is a Notre Dame alumna with a professional and a professor at the law school. The South Bend Tribune reports that he also pointed out that upon arrival, he and other guests received rapid response COVID-19 tests.
And federal charges have been filed against a former Indiana state senator and gaming executive for illegally funneling campaign money to a former state lawmaker. The indictment announced today charges Spectacle Entertainment Vice President John Cleaner and former Republican Senator Brent Waltz of Greenwood with wrongly boosting Waltz's 2016 campaign. Indianapolis-based Spectacle says Keeler has taken administrative leave and is presumed innocent. Well, it was a beautiful sunrise this morning, but that was about it for weather.
Yeah, it seemed like this afternoon it got pretty cloudy and we did experience some rain, sadly. But weather forecaster Morgan Taylor is here with us tonight.
Hello, good evening. I'm weather forecaster Morgan Taylor. We did experience some rain earlier today, and as a result, there's some lingering cloud cover. But off to the west, you can see that conditions are on the warmer side, 90 in Las Vegas, and in the 70s and 80s off in the Pacific Northwest. But here in Muncie, definitely cooler, sitting here around 59 degrees. And as we zoom in to take a look at Indiana as a whole, definitely temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Also, radar right now, pretty dry, pretty clear, and those conditions will continue into the overnight hours. And as you can see, temperatures will drop to around the low to mid 40s this evening, and I'll have more updates in my full forecast.
Next, how students can keep studying on campus while staying safe from COVID-19.
In a place you can still get festive this fall season. Stay with us.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, MITS will take you there.
So I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Recently, there has been more pressure put on hospitals. With that, Ball Memorial Hospital is close to being at full capacity. NewsLink Indiana's Brianna Morton tells us how they're handling it.
Memorial has opened up elective services again to the public after seeing its peak of COVID-19 cases. With battling both, Ball Memorial has begun operating at near full capacity.
In this kind of state throughout various periods through the year, most notably, it will probably be through the winter months during seasonal respiratory illness times, influenza specifically.
So many elective surgeries being put on hold, there was a blockage of surgeries as the hospital started to open up. However, they worked through this blockage within 2 to 4 weeks.
You know, when we look at that data, we make the best use of our resources that we can. Obviously, being part of IU Health is a strength, and that allows us to use the resources of the entire system.
It is highly suggested that unless it is a true emergency, including chest pain, stroke symptoms, shortness of breath, or other emergent symptoms, do not visit the emergency room. If you need care, Johnston suggests patients visit their healthcare provider to allow for the sickest in the community to be helped.
I mean, I think our staff has done an amazing job adapting to this and being flexible to the challenges that COVID has imposed on all of us. All of us would love to be able to go back to our pre-COVID lives, both personally as well as work lives.
In Muncie, Brianna Morton, NewsLink, Indiana.
You may be finding yourself in your dorm room a little extra during COVID. NewsLink Indiana's Libby Kleemeyer has some different locations on campus you can safely visit.
Has become a little bit harder with all the guidelines we now have to follow. And with that, midterms are just around the corner, so finding a new place to study may be a little bit harder than you thought. But if you look around, there are so many different options. With the majority of classes online, it's easy to just stay in your room and work. And while that may be the easier option, it's not always the best. For me, this past week, I realized that, so I took a walk around campus to see what other people think about getting out and how easy it is to do so.
I don't find it too difficult to go out and study because there's so many different places on campus that I can go to, such as the library or different food places like North Dining Hall and Woodworth, and there's also a lot of nice places outside with the trees. There's lots of shade, and I brought my hammock with me, so it's nice to find two trees that are not too far apart and set my hammock up and study with my friends and my classmates.
Now, all those places are on campus, and one may even be close to you. So get out into a little bit of a new and different environment, and it may help prove how fast or well you can work. With that, there has to be at least one favorite area to go and study.
My favorite place to go and study would probably be the library because it's very quiet in there, so I get a lot done and I'm very productive, which is really good because I tend to get distracted easily. So my favorite place to go and study would have to be the Bracken Library.
With just about a year of college under our belts, it's never too early or late to create new habits. In Muncie, Libby Kleemeyer, NewsLink, Indiana.
A local family-run corn maze has been able to stay open while following COVID restrictions. This year, they are honoring the 75th anniversary of Medal of Honor recipient Desmond Doss's heroic actions. During World War II, Doss rescued 75 American soldiers, and you may know him from the Hollywood adaptation, Hacksaw Ridge. Today, I interviewed Jesse Landis, the owner of Landis Farms, and heard why Doss's story means so much to him.
Tucker, is that what he represents, the values that he represents, is something that we tried to teach our children as they were growing up, and that we hope that we can share that same belief system with other people around us today. In a world that we live in today, these characteristics of humility, valor, integrity, willing to stand for what you believe is right and not cave in.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow night on NewsLink Indiana for my full story on Landis's farm.
Disney is cutting 28,000 jobs as its theme parks take a hit from the coronavirus pandemic. The company said in a statement that the layoffs will affect its parks, experiences, and products. All employees affected by the layoffs are U.S.-based. Disney also said that more than 2/3 of them are part-time workers. The company's profits took a nosedive after it was forced to close its theme parks earlier in the pandemic. But some parks were later reopened on a limited basis, including Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, which welcomed back some visitors back in July. Well, in Florida, it is starting to get a little warmer, but we will be experiencing our fall season here. Morgan, what do you got for us?
Yes, definitely fall here in Muncie, definitely sitting in the lower temperatures this evening, but I'll have more on my full forecast after the break.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. I'm weather forecaster Morgan Taylor. Temperatures right now sitting in the upper 50s, around 59 degrees. Winds out of the west-northwest around 9 miles per hour. And conditions are partly cloudy as a result of earlier's rain. And as you see here on radar, you can see that cloud cover and that rain that was present earlier but has now pressed on to the east. And as we zoom out, you can see that line of rain and showers that we experienced earlier due to some troughing that moved through the area. Now, while Muncie and the rest of Indiana is primarily clear, tonight temperatures are going to drop drastically into the lower 50s over the next 8 hours. By 12 a.m. around 51 degrees, and as we head into around 5 a.m. temperatures are going to drop to around 50 degrees, but that's not as cool as we're going to get, as temperatures are going to drop to a low of around 44 degrees. Overall, partly cloudy conditions. That southwest wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour is going to continue, and as we take a look into tomorrow morning, temperatures aren't going to warm up a whole lot from tonight's low. Temperatures are going to be around 46 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and temperatures by the end of the school day are going to be around 69 degrees. So a jacket tomorrow might not be a bad idea for tomorrow's commute, but you might not need it by the end of the day. Now, as we look here on Precision Cast, you can see by later on tonight, early into Wednesday morning, there's going to be some clouds moving through the area, but are gradually going to start to push on, leaving Muncie primarily clear. Some more cloud cover off to the north of us. And as we continue into Wednesday afternoon, overall dry, spotty showers off to the north in Fort Wayne, but overall conditions continuing to clear out as we continue into Thursday. Now, while conditions are going to be drier over the next couple of days, temperatures are going to be cooler. Right now, temperatures in the 50s for Tuesday, continuing to drop as we head into Thursday, 61, continuing to drop as we head into Friday, lows around 42 degrees, and then continuing to drop some more around 45 by Saturday, and then slightly warming up as we head into next week, but overall staying on the cooler side. Even though temperatures are going to be cooler overall tomorrow, It's going to be a nice day, high around 69 degrees, winds out of the west around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So slightly breezy, jacket tomorrow might not be a bad idea, but overall a gorgeous day tomorrow. Now, tomorrow looks to be our best day, but as we look at our mid-7-day forecast, you can see that those temperatures are going to start to drop, and as we head into the weekend, there's going to be a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms, but overall, clear, dry week with some cooler temperatures in store.
Gotcha. Thank you, Morgan. Well, with the MAC returning for football season, we hear from Coach New about the team's return to the field.
And we have another update on this weekend's local Friday Night Lights up next in sports.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds. We surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not
What
funny.
on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Philip Chorzay with sports. Ball State football is back in action, and the Cardinals are flocking back to the field, ready to play. Starting October 5th, all players, coaching staff, and support staff will get 4 antigen tests a week to control the spread of COVID-19. Head football coach Mike New is excited for his team to return to the field, but is a little disappointed about having no fans or family in the stands.
2 days in here, being on the practice field both yesterday and today, just the energy, the smile on their faces. I mean, it's been awesome to be able to see that, knowing that it's been a challenging off season up to this point. We haven't been on the field in shoulder pads or playing a game since last November. So we'll have energy, we'll have juice. It'll just be unfortunate they won't be able to look at the fans in the stands, their families in the stands, the band, the cheerleaders. I mean, those are the things about college football that make it so awesome.
The new football season will kick off on November 4th. And for some seniors, the return of fall sports means the return of many athletes' senior seasons. Redshirt senior offensive lineman Anthony Todd found out that his season was canceled the same way many of us did, through social media. However, after the initial shock, Todd and his teammates regained their focus and got back to work. Todd recalled that the team knew it didn't matter when they would play football next, only that they would be playing again at some point. Now that thought will become a reality as the season will resume November 4th. With the first regular season practice under their belts, Todd believes the team has their sights set high for this season.
So we know that this year could be special for us if we let it be special and if we pushed ourselves and bust it every day. So, we've been motivated for a while. It's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling.
While the Cardinals' first game is only 36 days away, the schedule has not yet been released. And looking over in high school football, we've got some exciting matchups this Friday for the local teams. Starting things off with a 7 o'clock slate, Muncie Central, coming off their 2-week quarantine, will face Marion. The Blackbird Bruins will travel to Eastbrook to take on the 6-1 Panthers. Then, at 7:30, the Delta Eagles will have their homecoming game, where they'll face Pendleton Heights. Yorktown will journey to Greenfield Central, where the Tigers will go toe-to-toe with the Cougars. The Westdale Warriors have a home matchup against Tindley, and Newcastle will hit the road to take on undefeated Mount Vernon. Be sure to check our Twitter, and we'll keep you updated on all the action. Out west, the Chicago White Sox kicked off their postseason bid against the Oakland A's. The Sox jumped out to an early lead on the back of an Adam Engel home run in the second and a Jose Abreu shot to left in the third. Sox hurler Lucas Giolito pitched a dominant game. Giolito went 7 innings, struck out 8, and didn't allow a hit until the 7th. Following the 4-1 victory, they will be back in action tomorrow at 3.
Thank you, Philip. Now, wasn't there some news today about the Titans?
There was some news with the Titans. 7 Titans players actually tested positive for the coronavirus. So they are locked out of the facility until Saturday.
Well, I hope everything turns out okay and they're good for the game on Sunday.
Yes. Well, up next, a restaurant chain is introducing a different type of happy hour. Find out who coming up.
And a cute new addition to the animal world. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared. So start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Now it's time for our anchor picks. Forget about happy hour. What about IHOppy hour? That's right, the Pancake Place is kicking off its own happy hour, but instead of pints, you can get pancakes, or any number of things, really. This is a menu they'll only put out between 2 and 10 p.m. each day, and everything on it is no more than $6.
Now on to cute animal news. A baby giraffe was born at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. On Monday, Bailey the giraffe gave birth to her first calf. Officials say Bailey and the female calf are doing well. They have not measured how tall the newborn is or how much it weighs, but the zookeepers say she is one of the smallest baby giraffes they've ever seen. The zoo plans to close the barn to give the new calf time to bond with her mother. They plan to name her after they wait their traditional 30 days. Now, Morgan, can we get one final look at that weather?
Yes, tomorrow definitely going to be a nice day, but overall temperatures are going to drop for a little bit, but definitely going to cool up afterwards. That's all for this weather update. Now,
Morgan, thank you so much. It looks like I'm going to have to go out and get a jacket here before too long. Well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.